Well, we have with us our friend Dave Critser. He is one of the owners of Perkins Critser Construction and the sponsor of our lightning round here on Grow Omaha. Dave, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here. I've been a big fan of you guys, so I'm kind of proud to be here and being part of the show. So.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. And we're a fan of everything you and your colleagues are doing. And we do appreciate you being one of our key sponsors. And one of the things we love to do whenever we're talking with someone from a construction company is to talk about some of the projects you're doing. And we'll get to that in a moment. But why don't we start by first having you just kind of give us an overview of what Perkins Critser Construction is all about.
Well, I mean, as you said multiple times on the show, we're a Class A general contractor. We've got, I think we're about 25 and growing right now as far as guys, between guys and gals. So project managers, superintendents, office staff. We have in-house carpenters, laborers. So we try and self-perform projects we can, and then obviously have a great network of subs going. So, we do a lot of stuff in Omaha, Nebraska, Omaha, throughout Nebraska. We're in Iowa, Sioux City, a lot of different places. So,
why don't you give our listeners a kind of an overview of the type of projects you like to work on?
Projects we do, commercial. It's all commercial. So we've done a lot of big box. Actually, it's one of the big things we've been doing now is big box, white box, and renovating, splitting the tenants because, as you know, the market's changed quite a bit over the years. So we're doing a lot of retail. We've got healthcare, medical office buildings, then restaurants. You've heard several of the restaurants we're doing. Flex buildings, industrial. Really got a great experience and a strong team of experience over the years. So just range in size from small stuff all the way up to multi-million.
We're talking with Dave Critser, owner of Perkins Critser Construction here in Omaha. And Dave, let's talk about some of the projects that you guys have going on right now. What are you working on these days?
So right now we're kind of wrapping up that Miracle Hills shopping center. Is one of the big ones we've been working on for, some people might say, too long now, but it's taken a while. When you get into those rehab projects, they take a while versus, ground up's a little bit cleaner, I guess, sometimes. So we're wrapping up that in the final phases, touch-ups, starting to see, working with the landlords, my business partner who's landlord as well. So working with their team and future tenants coming in, looking at white boxes and budgeting for some announcements I think you'll see in the near future that are coming in. And then we are, we're working in Norfolk on the Sunset Plaza Mall. Right now we're working on the phase that is TJ Maxx we're building out, hoping to open that this fall. Jersey Mike's, we wrapped up one at Metro Crossing, and we're out in North Platte working on one there. Several small tenant finish projects. We just breaking ground in a week or so on Popeye's restaurant on 167th and Maple. Ziggy's Coffee went through the permitting process, so we finally got that started, and footings went in this week. That'll open early fall this year. So. And
Ziggy's Coffee, that's on West Q, right?
Yep, 201st and Q Street.
So 201st and Q Street, is that on the north side of Q?
It is.
Okay.
It's right in front of that daycare that's there.
Oh, okay. I've heard a lot of good things about Ziggy Coffee. I think they opened one recently in Lincoln.
Yeah, they have one in Lincoln, and then I believe it's Fairbury.
Fairbury, Nebraska? Yep. Okay.
You mentioned the 114th and Dodge project, and I think for a while that was one of the biggest questions we got on the show is what's going in there, what's going on with that. Mm-hmm. And for the listeners that haven't been by there in a while, it really looks good. It's really turned out nice, and I think tenants are going to be flocking there because that's still one of the primary intersections of Omaha. I know you probably can't name any names or anything, but can you tell us kind of what the client or the tenant mix is looking like?
Yeah, a lot of it's food and entertainment that we're seeing. So some food and entertainment, some specialty retail. The Boston market's pretty close to getting leased to another restaurant coming in there. So that'll be good to see. We've got the one end of it has office space and for the UNMC, and then we're starting to backfill from there.
So that space that UNMC has, isn't that something to do with pharmacy?
Yeah, it's a distribution for them.
Okay. And then you'll just kind of fill in from there. So we'll kind of keep an eye on that one. And then you mentioned the Popeyes restaurant at 167th and Maple. That's one we had heard that was under consideration a few years ago. And if I understand correctly, it's a block or two south of Maple, isn't it? Where
Yep.
there was maybe a couple houses that were removed recently.
There's a green space there, and I think that there's about 3 or 4 acres. So the owner of Popeyes owns a couple different sites there, so he's got some plans of other developments on that. But we're starting grading here in the next couple of weeks. I know that it's been something that's been on and off the table for a while, but it's getting ready to go. So
a couple things we've talked about here on Grow Omaha over the last couple months. You guys have also been involved in some of the Boba tea places. Tell us about those.
So a long time ago, with the first one that came in, Tommy Pang, that owns Thirst Tea, I built the very first one with him at Midtown Crossing when I was with a different company, and just developed a good relationship with him. So I've worked with him over the years. He most recently opened one in Bellevue, and then Sakai Sushi is one of the companies or one of the restaurants he's partners in too. So we opened those two in Bellevue, and it's, we talked about before, there was one that was Thirsty, another boba tea shop that's opening on 167th Maple. They are actually, or 168th Maple. They are actually rebranded to Boba Fi. So, and they're two different. I mean, they serve boba tea, but one has ice cream. The other one has more of the sandwiches or snacks, stuff like that Tommy has.
Well, Dave, we appreciate you joining us today to kind of give us an overview of some of these projects. If anyone wants to get a hold of you to talk about any projects that they may want to have bid, how do they go about doing that?
You can email me, call me. Dave at p-cconstruction.com is my email. Google us. Obviously, P-C Construction is a website that will be upgrading, but shows a little bit about us, talks about us, and happy to talk to anybody about any size project and get in early on, help out however I can.
Well, we appreciate that. Appreciate your time. And
thank you.
And once again, Dave, thanks to you and your colleagues for being part of the Grow Omaha team and sponsoring our Perkins Critser Construction Lightning Round, which is going to be a particularly good one here later today.
Thank you.
All right. Dave Critser from Perkins Critser Construction. As he mentioned, you can find them online at p-cconstruction.com.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.